Okay, we are recording. You guys, today is October 10th. It is 8:44. I apologize for the late start, but today we have the amazing Allison Lemon. Allison, say hi.
Hello, how is everyone this evening?
There you go. So now we can see your face up there. That's awesome. So today, you guys, Allison is a director in Northern Virginia. We just had a leaders retreat last weekend, and it was incredible. And Allison shared on her amazing topic of fabulous fundraising with Pampered Chef. So Allison, why don't you just tell everyone maybe a little bit about yourself, maybe in a couple sentences, how long you've been with the business, what brought you to Pampered Chef, and why you're excited about fundraising. How's that sound?
Okay, hello everyone. Good evening. My name is Allison Lemon. I live in Spotsylvania, Virginia. That is a real place. I did not make up that word, contrary to what some people believe. But I've been with Pampered Chef. This coming February will be 5 years, and that's really exciting. I started with Pampered Chef just as a way to get out of the house after my second child was born and have adult interaction. And then after I lost my full-time job that I worked from home also, I decided to kick it into high gear and promote to director. So this November, I will be celebrating 3 years as director. So that's really exciting. And I will say the one thing about my business is that I wasn't really recruited by anyone. I kind of just woke up one day and decided that I wanted to do a home-based business. I got in touch with a local consultant who happened to be under the one and only Christina Maniscalco. And, here we are 5 years later. So the one thing that I did not really have when I started my business was a large network of people to pull from, because I live in an area that's not my hometown. I did not grow up in Virginia. I'm originally from Philadelphia. And so I wanted to always look for ways to continue to expand my circle, because I wanted to get out of the love circle as quickly as possible. Fundraising is a great way to get out of your love circle and to meet new contacts while still having a very successful party at the same time. I really enjoy the fundraising program with Pampered Chef. I think it is incredibly generous for what the customers get out of it. And I also really enjoy giving back to the community. I was a student athlete growing up, in a sense. And, I was always doing things like fundraisers and stuff to help offset the cost. Some of these kids' activities, I'm sure you guys know, if your parents and your kids are getting into things, they get expensive. One woman I spoke with, her daughter's gymnastics team, one leotard for a gymnastics team is $350. That is insane for someone to have to spend that much money. So fundraisers are a really great way to get your business out there in the community. Make a bit of a name for yourself as someone who gives back to the community, which is very valuable for the perception of your business and your personal brand. So what we will cover tonight, I will get started. And first, I want to go over a few fun facts about fundraising. There are some tidbits to know as you're getting started in diving into the program. We will talk about where to find amazing and profitable fundraising parties. They're everywhere. You just have to keep your eyes open as you're out and about. What to say during a fundraising booking conversation. I have a script that you can follow, and it's never let me down. What to say about fundraisers at your cooking shows. I do live cooking shows because I need to get out of my house. So I do talk about fundraisers as I'm going over the door prize slip at a cooking show. So I'll talk about what I say at that point, because I give fundraisers a special blurb. Now, when you book a fundraiser, what are you going to give the organization and the other resources that are available to you through Pampered Chef and some of the stuff that I've come up with that we'll share. And then also the big one is securing future business from fundraising parties. That's it's such a big deal, because it's what you're going to want to make sure that you do after the fundraiser is over and done with. So With that being said, sorry, I got real close to the computer. When I originally did this PowerPoint at the retreat, I was going to have a fun ticket game. So we'll just excuse that. And I like my elephant picture because it makes me smile. So here are some fun facts about fundraising, if we could scroll up a little bit more. So just so you guys know, when sales are less than $600 for a party, Pampered Chef gives the fundraiser 10% of those sales. If the sales are more than $600 for the fundraiser, Pampered Chef donates a check of 15% of those total sales. What is the cash donation given from Pampered Chef for each booking that's secured from a fundraiser? That's important to know for securing your future business. So Pampered Chef offers a $3 cash donation to every booking for a fundraiser. So that can really help to boost the overall amount raised by the organization. What is the fundraiser commission percentage earned by a consultant with less than $15,000 in career sales? 15%. So the one thing about fundraisers to know is that you do earn a slightly less commission, but you would, trust me, you'll barely notice it. What is the fundraiser commission percentage earned by a consultant with more than $15,000 in career sales? You do get that 2% boost, just like you would in a regular party. So your commission goes up to 17% after you hit $15,000 in career sales. And the fundraiser commission earned by a director with more than $15,000 in career sales is 20%, which is a huge jump from 15. So that's just another reason to pursue the director opportunity for those of you who are not on that track yet. So now, where do you find fundraiser parties? Anybody in Pampered Chef knows the Franks list, and I came up with a little fundraising Franks list myself. Things to know: fundraisers are everywhere. People, look at your Facebook account and how many GoFundMe accounts are made for people. So there's definitely fundraisers out there. So I created this fundraising Franks list. So this is a Franks list that's specifically to brainstorm your fundraisers. For the F, we have families in need. Think of the GoFundMe accounts. Now this does get tricky because Pampered Chef wants to make sure that they're giving their funds to an organization and not just any Joe Schmo who is down on their luck and their rent and whatever. So if you're doing something where the organization is raising money for like someone with cancer and they're trying to help, offset medical costs or something, their name has to be in the title of the check so that the people can cash it. And it should say something to the effect of like Jane Smith Fund or something, because the GoFundMe account is hooked up to the GoFundMe that they would have had is hooked up to a bank account. You need the name of that bank account and how to put it into a fund so that it is a legitimate fundraiser. We're not trying to fool anyone here. And the R for the Franks list stands for religious organizations. So think of some churches and maybe some missionaries, those mission trips that people go on to places like, in Africa and in places in Central America, those cost a lot of money. So a lot of times those missionaries will have fundraisers, or those churches will have fundraisers to help raise money to send their people there. So athletic clubs are a big one, because think of all of the cheer teams, dance teams, wrestling teams, baseball teams, any sport, any competition sport is going to need to do fundraisers. There's trust me, I remember cheerleading. Those uniforms don't pay for themselves. So, and those competitions don't either. So there's that. Neighborhood organizations is for the N. Think of the PTAs, your local libraries. These, again, all organizations looking to raise money to do good in your communities. Kids outreach organizations, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. Sometimes those cookies and the popcorn doesn't really get them to where they need to go. So they're also looking for other opportunities to raise money. Stores and restaurants. This is one that as you're going out and about, you'll see a sign that says like Relay for Life night, and 10% of our nights sales, if you say Relay for Life, are going to be donated to this Relay for Life team or something. When you see those signs at the stores, they have them or restaurants, they have them at like Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, those types of places. Even some larger sit-down chain restaurants will have them. Get the contact information off of that sheet so that you know who to contact, and then you'll use the booking script and you'll have a fundraiser. So that's the fundraising friends list. Again, just a fun way to brainstorm where you can look to prospect for your fundraisers. Now, here's the meat and potatoes. How to book a fundraiser party. First, you're going to want to obtain the appropriate contact information for the organization. I believe that it is always more professional to make a direct one-on-one contact when you're booking a fundraiser, either in person or over the phone, and I will tell you why. When you are approaching an organization, it's almost like you're approaching a business. So it's like a business-to-business transaction. It's a business-to-business partnership, and you want to make sure that you're representing yourself, your brand, and Pampered Chef in the most professional way that you can. Just to put that out there. Again, that is going to help you in the whole securing future business thing, part of this. Okay, so, and remember, these organizations are most likely hit up for these partnerships all of the time. You want to make sure that you're the person standing out. They're going to be more comfortable doing business with someone who, again, takes the time to personally call and personally work with them to make sure that the fundraiser is successful. Those are the little customer service pieces that, again, always makes Pampered Chef stand out a little bit more against the others. So if you absolutely cannot find a phone number, you can send an email. I do have a script for you at the end of the presentation, but make sure that you follow up with a phone call or maybe even dropping into the place. So again, fundraisers are a great way to build relationships with customers and other local small businesses in your area. So especially if you've moved to a new place. It's a great way to kind of meet some new people. So what do you say when you're making a fundraising booking call? I will go through my script and I'll point out the end, the one thing that kind of everyone's like, oh, that's how you do it. Okay. So let's say that I was driving down the road and I saw a cheer team doing a car wash for new uniforms or something. So I would have gone in and got my car washed because you want to give them the $5, let them wash your car. It's going to give you a chance to talk to either whoever is in charge of the fundraiser. That might be your contact person for the organization, or you can find out at least who that person is and what their contact information is. Again, try to get a phone number. So if I were to call Becky I'm just going to use our local high school here, the Riverbend Cheerleaders. I would say, hi, is this Becky affiliated with the car wash event on Route 3 to support the Riverbend Cheerleaders? Great. So I saw the sign at your event with your contact information when I was driving by, and I wanted to just know, is this the only fundraiser that you're doing this year for the cheerleaders? And you'd pause. Oh my gosh, it's not, because obviously it's not their only fundraiser. Great. Have you ever heard of Pampered Chef? Obviously she's going to say yes. Everybody's heard of Pampered Chef unless they're living under a rock. Oh my gosh, I know, I love Pampered Chef too. Do you already have a Pampered Chef fundraiser on your calendar this year? And then you pause and they're going to say, I didn't know Pampered Chef did fundraisers. And you're going to say, you didn't know Pampered Chef did fundraisers? Oh my gosh, it was meant to be that I drove by. I'm going to help you raise money for your cheerleaders. And then you go right into your fundraising options, either a catalog or a cooking party, and get them on the calendar. The one thing that I didn't give that person the chance to do is say no. So there's that. It feels very natural just to say, you don't have a Pampered Chef on the Pampered Chef fundraiser on your calendar? Psh, you are missing out. And it creates that sense of urgency. And they're like, yes, I have to get on the calendar right away. How do I do this? So then what do you do? Again, offer your fundraising options. So now when you're talking about fundraisers at your cooking parties, again, this is going to be best done when reviewing your door prize slips with your guests. And this is just how I say the spiel. Everybody can copy and paste it and make it their own. So I would just say something along the lines of, many people don't know that Pampered Chef has a fabulous fundraising program to help raise funds for pretty much any cause that's near and dear to your heart. Our program keeps all the prices in the catalog the same when you're ordering as a fundraiser. Some companies will jack up their prices for fundraisers, but PC doesn't do business that way. So we keep everything the same price. We also offer fundraiser guests the same free gift with purchase as a regular party. I don't know about you, but I've never received a free gift from spending a certain amount of money at a silent auction. Just saying. Where did I go? And if you think about it, why are you buying that $10 roll of wrapping paper from that PTA? It's to support the cause. But honestly, do you really need a $10 roll of wrapping paper when you can get it at Target for $3? No. But how many times do you see those same fundraiser flyers circling around? A lot. But people are less likely to place generous orders when they've seen those products so many times. Pampered Chef, on the other hand, offers a high-quality product that everyone can use, that everyone gets excited about. So we have found that they're more likely to support the cause with generous orders. So if you have any charity or organization that you have a real passion for, let's chat about teaming up at your full-service checkout, and we will get them some cash a la Pampered Chef. And then, again, people get excited. I tend to be very animated at shows because I have a theory that nobody wants to party with Eeyore, but everybody wants to party with Tigger. So now what to say when someone is on the fence about booking a fundraiser. As I'm sure all of you guys know from being Pampered Chef consultants, most of the time when a person's on the fence about booking, it's because they kind of feel uncertain about what they're going to have to do. They don't know really what's in it for them. So I would just ask if they seem a little uncertain, is this your first time chairing a fundraiser? I understand it can be a really overwhelming responsibility, so I understand your hesitation. Fundraisers can be a lot of hassle, a lot of work with organizing, and it often feels like a very thankless job. So I hate for my chairpersons to feel that way. All the orders are directly shipped to the customers once their orders are placed, and I personally follow up with them to make sure everything arrives in good condition and they're happy with everything. I also send a thank you note and a recipe card to help ensure the best customer service experience for those supporting your cause. Are there any other concerns that I can help you with? Just, again, it alleviates all of their concerns so that the only choice they have is to say yes, which is what you want. So there you go. Now, of course, we have our partnerships with Feeding America and Help Whip Cancer, which is another way to offer fundraising opportunities to your customers. It's very hard to, you can't throw a stone in America and find somebody who's not been touched by cancer. So Help Whip Cancer fundraisers are available all year round, not just during October and May. So you can always be raising money for these causes. Feeding America is also an incredible organization that we work with because you are actually impacting the families that are in your community. That money goes to the Feeding America food bank that's closest to your zip code. So you're actually helping. You don't know who is getting food from the food banks. It could be your next door neighbor. It could be your best friend who's just too embarrassed to say anything. So again, just another way to reach out to the community. Every month we're in a position to collect orders and dedicate it to a worthy cause. So you can also host a virtual party once a month for a different organization of your choosing. Just go online and say, hey guys, I'm thinking of doing a fundraiser. Who needs money for a cause? And you'll have a laundry list of people with responses. I was, personally inspired over a conference by Laura I can't say her name, and I'm so sorry if she hears this. I'm going to butcher it. But I think you know who I'm talking about. What is it? Anticall. I think I see it in my head, and it doesn't sound like the way I want it to. Anyway, I was personally really inspired by her story and her work with Feeding America. So I have actually, since conference, been making an effort to round up all of my customers' orders to the nearest dollar, and I eat the cost myself just because I feel that cost is that important to me, and to help. I just think of hungry kids, and it makes my heart break. So it's also, if you keep track of it over the year, it's a tax deductible cash donation for your business. A few cents really add up to a big difference. So there's that. And we scroll. Sorry, Christina. Okay, so now what are you going to provide when they have a fundraiser? if it's like a team or a religious organization or, you know, something where there's a lot of people, I will give about 1 to 3 catalogs per family, depending, again, on the overall amount of people participating. On each catalog, I have a label. On each packet, excuse me, I have a label that indicates when the final order deadline date is, and and where they can list their contact information. If I have any issues with any paper orders that come into me, I know who to contact and who to get in touch with. And then I also include 3 to 5 outside order forms that are printed on both sides to include shipping information. And every catalog also has a label on it with ordering instructions and the link to that particular fundraiser. So that, again, I hate to say this because it sounds really insensitive and mean, but I feel like you really need to idiot-proof things for people sometimes. So, because people it's not that they're stupid, they just don't want to read. So securing future business from fundraisers. Again, Pampered Chef does a $3 cash donation for each party booked through a fundraiser. You can make it your choice to bump that up to increase the chances of your bookings. So the current fundraiser that I'm doing with the wrestling team, I'm offering a $10 cash donation for each party booked, and I'm just going to take that out of my commission because I feel like it's reinvesting back into my business. Now, this is going to be best accomplished with a full-service checkout chat with each ordering customer. So if this is a catalog fundraiser where you're collecting orders and collecting online orders, you do have to take the time to make that phone call. Let them know that you're going to call them so that they answer. But you do want to make sure that you talk to a person before you close out the fundraiser, just so that you can try to secure these bookings. You're going to ask your traditional full-service checkout questions, and then you just wrap up with something like, you know, the Riverbend cheerleaders and I truly appreciate your support through our fundraiser. And another great reason to fundraise with Pampered Chef is that they give an additional cash donation to anyone who books a party within 3 months of our fundraiser. So would you like to boost your own donation with a cooking party so the cheerleaders can hit their fundraising goal? They have a chance to say no, but then they're going to feel really guilty about it when they ask, you know, what's her face, why she didn't get a new set of pom-poms or something. I don't know. So that's, you know, a good way to secure future business through your fundraisers. I don't know if that's the last slide. Is that the last slide?
Yeah, that's the last slide.
Okay. So I hope that answers some questions. I don't know. I hope I didn't go too fast. I talk fast when I'm nervous, and I'm a little nervous.
It's good. I think that we're going to unmute everybody.
Okay.
If you're in a loud place, go ahead and mute yourself. But I'm going to unmute everyone. You guys can ask questions. And we can, you know, I know we got started late, but I mean, that is fundraising in a nutshell. But who has a question for Allison? Maybe something she talked about that you are just unsure of.
Great job, Allison.
Oh, thank you.
If anybody has any questions.
Bueller.
Who's going to go out and book a fundraiser tomorrow?
I have for you, Allison.
Okay.
Like on average, I mean, I know you don't have a stat or anything. I mean, you may, but anyways, on average, would you say that if you stopped by, you know, 5 different things, like where kids were out washing cars and things like that, would you say that on average you have success half of the time, a quarter of the time, all the time, booking a fundraiser from that?
I'm going to say about leads. Yeah, I'm going to say about 50% of 50 to 75% of the time they're going to book.
Yeah, cool. And I love that verbiage that you use. Have you already hosted a Pampered Chef fundraiser this year? That's brilliant.
It just, again, it doesn't give them a chance to say no, and it kind of creates that urgency, and they're like, oh my gosh, no, I haven't. That's a good idea.
It assumes the booking. That's what I love about it.
Thank you.
Allison, why don't you give some stats of some of the fundraisers that you've done and maybe what the sales were on average?
Ooh, okay, let me see. I can look up the couple. Let me get into
just a roundabout idea.
Well, I do. Let me see. The biggest fundraisers that come to mind, and again, that's why I use the cheer team and the dance teams, because those are the ones that pop out of my head as the biggest ones that I've had so far. They're usually roughly about $25,000 to $3,000 parties each. So, because if you think about it, if you have, let's say there's 15 kids on a team, and 15 kids are taking 3 catalogs home to share with friends and family. So then 15 kids are bringing in, let's say 15 kids bring in $400 of orders each. 15 times 4. Oh, shit. Sorry. Oh, crap. Oh, 15.
It's okay. We're all
That's right. That's $6,000.
We should have made it you. I'm joking.
It was bound to happen sooner or later. I got through the recording fine.
Okay. And we're still recording, so that's
Oh, darn.
But why I wanted to ask you that is because a lot of people, you guys will look at the top 20 in sales every month. You get that list of people that did $10,000 to $50,000 in sales a month. I know the $50,000 in sales a month, that girl does actual live parties, like 7 a week. She does Monday through Thursday, 2 parties a day, and then I think she does 3 parties on Saturday or something. But
What a
anyway,
machine.
mine is her, so take her out of the equation. Most of those sales that people do are from parties, but a lot of them, when you see like huge boosts in sales, it's a fundraiser. People are doing like huge fundraisers with school bands and cheer teams and football teams and home ec class, and I mean all sorts of different fundraisers, and that's where a lot of those sales come from. Anybody else have any questions?
So my one cheer fundraiser that I did, $2,579, and then the other one that popped into mind was 2,605. So yeah, there's.
Yeah. And if some of you are going for director or director, that's half of your that you need to be active. So that's
Open it and move it.
that's that. No, but I wanted to share something about one of my friends. She actually sells 31. She does a fundraiser every single month for some organization. And she religiously does one every single month. She finds somebody and she puts it out there on Facebook, like, who likes to raise money? Like Allison said, who likes to raise money? Who has an organization near and dear to their heart, right? And she puts it out there and she gets like literally 50 different comments. And then she says, okay, well, you're going to have February, you're going to have March, you're going to have October, you're going to have December, whatever month she gives them. And she literally has had a fundraiser, I think, the last 30 months in a row.
Does she donate a portion of her commission? Does that?
Hold on one second. There's somebody that's watching TV really loud. If you can just mute yourself. Yeah, she donates, I think, half of her commission, but I think 31 does it a little. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it, but but 33. Like, she's very proud of her. Like every single.
Absolutely.
Well, I think that's something to be proud of. Again, if we're going to be considered a small business in our community, you want your small businesses to give back. I just think it's good branding and marketing for yourself.
But Allison, really quick, what would you say? How many parties have you booked from fundraising or fundraisers?
Oh gosh, I think the one I walked away from with like 6, 7, 8 bookings, something like that. Because again, as soon as you say it's going to give the cash donation, then they're like, oh, catalog parties count. Additional fundraisers count too. So you can even say, does your son have a baseball team he's raising money for? Let's do a fundraiser there. So, it's just, yeah, I would say, you get, depending on, again, how many people order, but I know the one that keeps popping into mind, I think I got like 7 or 8 bookings out of it. And one of those bookings I know was like, I think an $1,800 party. It was crazy.
Sweet. So how many of these do you say are catalog fundraisers, and how many of them are actual fundraisers where you go and you do a show?
I don't think, now I always offer the cooking party as the fundraiser. No one ever takes me up on it. So it's always been
Yay.
catalogs. I mean, sure, I'll take $600.
I think another really good one, though, is like Girl Scouts. A lot of them earn their cooking badge, and they'll turn that into a fundraiser along with earning their cooking badge. So if anybody knows any Girl Scouts, I remember I did one at like a moose, not a moose lodge, but like I don't know what it was, but one of those places, and they had like a big party, and they all the girls earned their cooking badges, and we made like pizzas, like already done pizzas with just veggies and stuff, and they got all the sales. So it was like a fundraiser plus they earned their badges. So it was like another, and I met so many people at that fundraiser that booked parties. So it's just like Allison said, it's another way to kind of get your business out there. If you're struggling with bookings or you need to get outside of your love circle, it's a great way to get out there. Okay. Any other questions? A great call. I think it was about 30 minutes after I figured everything out.
Yay.
Okay.
Oh gosh, we're on time.
Thank you, Allison.
All right. Anybody have a question? Nobody?
Mm-hmm.
You're so quiet. All right. Well, we're going to end this recording.